This is the brand new 2021 Toyota Sequoia. It's a truck-based 3-row full-size SUV with a giant V8 engine. I would call it the XL. But of course, here in America, XL is not big enough, which is why I also brought this, the double XL, I would say. This is a brand new 2021 Chevy Suburban, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how they compare XL versus double XL, all the features, technology, and of course fuel efficiency and engines. So let's get going.
And now for something completely different. There's nothing like that wind in the hair, or should I say wind in the helmet experience riding a proper motorcycle like this Amazon Chinese bike. But did you know that 2 out of 3 guys experience some sort of male pattern baldness by the time they are 35? And you want to catch it before it's too late. Let me hop onto this beast and take her for a spin. You used to have to go visit a doctor for a prescription. Oh, look at that. But now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online and get a prescription sent right to your home. And you've probably never seen it at this price. Go to keeps.com/TFL to receive 50% off your first order, or click on the link in the description below. That's KEEPS.com/TFL. All right, now back to the video.
Believe it or not, the Sequoia is the largest SUV that Toyota sells in the United States. Yes, it is several inches longer and bigger than the Toyota Land Cruiser, and I don't think anybody has accused the Sequoia of being small. This truck is riding on a 122-inch wheelbase, and total length end to end is about 205.1 inches, and it's almost 80 inches wide. It's pretty humongous, but let me show you how it compares to the Suburban. The Suburban, the longest running nameplate in America, it's been around for over 75 years, was always known to be huge. And it's the case with this latest generation, the 2021 model. The wheelbase is around 134 inches long. The whole length is over 225 inches. So it's about 24 inches longer. Yes, 2 feet longer than the Sequoia. That's already a big vehicle. So what does this all mean? Well, let me show you the cargo area first, and then we can move in inside. I think the Sequoia is one of the most underrated trucks, but I think it still has a lot of cool features, and it has this roll-down glass in the back, which really nobody else has in the segment. You just push a button with your key in your pocket, and you can get to your luggage or your groceries. And the Sequoia, yes, it's an older design for sure, but it has a lot of the modern features you might expect. For example, on the key fob, I can actually actuate the rear tailgate. There it comes. But my favorite feature of this actually is I can always override it with my hand very easily. A lot of other new vehicles are actually the motor on the tailgate or the hatch is actually fighting you. This is a standard carry-on bag, and the volume of the bag is approximately 1.6 cubic feet. And you can see here, even behind the third row, you can put, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of them. So that's already a really usable space. Then I can also use these buttons to fold down power folding seats. And of course, this model you see right here is a limited with a Nightshade package, which means it's kind of mostly blacked out. It's got black badging, black trim. Oh yeah, and if you fold all the seats down, the total cargo volume in the Sequoia is about 120 cubic feet, which is like a small apartment in Manhattan. And right now over there is my friend Jeff. So let me introduce you to him. If you've been watching TFL for a while, you know that Jeff often helps us out when we want to show interior volume. And Sequoia is actually really good on legroom, headroom, and the rest. I mean, Jeff is pretty huge. And right here in the second row, you have over 40 inches of legroom. And behind the third row, about 35 5.5 inches of legroom. And by today's standard, even compared to the new Suburban, those are really excellent numbers. All right, let me just get Jeff out just for a second and show you how I can get into the rear seats. See, it's pretty easy. I'm just over 6'2", and right here, because the Sequoia also has an independent rear suspension, I can actually sit in the third row, and I have just enough legroom, just enough headroom, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to go cross country like this probably, but it's pretty comfy nonetheless. Of course, the new Suburban has a few tricks up its sleeve as well. You can open the glass separately. It's not a roll down, but still pretty useful. Of course, you can double click this and the hatch will open, and it's a little bit faster than the Sequoia. But look at the space it reveals. Here I have the same bag. Good gosh, I mean, total volume in a Suburban for cargo is about 144 cubic feet of space. Here's the perspective. It's about 24 cubic feet more than in the huge Sequoia, and that equates to 15 approximately carry-on bags. 15 more. I think I can lay down and sleep here. Okay, let me try. Okay, almost. I can almost lay down behind the second row. Wow. As huge as a Suburban really is, as you can see by Jeff sitting here, the legroom is not that much bigger or longer than the Sequoia. About 42 inches right here and just over 36 inches in the back. And of course, this is the new High Country Deluxe, which is the most luxurious and the most expensive Suburban you can get. So let me get back in here. And because they went to the independent rear suspension for this generation, the floor is a little bit lower. It's a little bit more comfortable. And here, let's see, I can move this back. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, I am a little bit more comfortable. My legs, my knees are a little bit lower. I have almost the same headroom. Yeah, I could actually go maybe further on a further trip, but there's a huge C-pillar right here. You see it covers all the space, and that makes me feel a little bit more claustrophobic back here. A big SUV must have a powerful engine, right? And the Sequoia delivers. This is a 5.7 liter I-Force V8. This engine has been around for many, many years, like this chassis, and 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This SUV can tow up to about 7,100 pounds. And we have a separate towing video that I did, an MPG loop, comparing these two SUVs. You know, I love this engine bay. Everything is accessible, open, the grille comes up with the hood. It's really easy to service, and this engine could go hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles. While the Sequoia has one engine option, the Suburban has three. In this case, it's a 3-liter straight-six turbo diesel Duramax. Yes, the Suburban has a diesel engine again. It had one, I don't know, 2-3 decades ago, but now it's the latest technology, 277 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic, but if you don't want the diesel, you don't have to get it. There's also a 5.3-liter V8 gas engine or a 6.2-liter gas engine available in this truck as well. But if you do want fuel efficiency, this is the way to go. Even though this truck is heavy, it's about 6,400 pounds, the way you see it here, it's still rated by the EPA at 26 mpg on the highway. On the inside, the Sequoia may be showing its design age a little bit. There's just a lot of pretty hard plastics. The screen is a little bit small, but I think that's okay. I mean, this is still very easy to use. You have now lane departure warning system, adaptive cruise control system that maintains the distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you. You have very easy controls for the four-wheel drive system, for the HVAC system. You have heated seats. You have all the chargers you ever want. You have a center differential lock. And also on top of that, a lot of cubbies. What else do you need? This is not a fully optioned Platinum Sequoia, which is top of the line, but still, this limited Nightshade is pretty cool. I mean, it does have a screen. It has a Blu-ray DVD disc player, which is kind of cool, but not a lot of people use discs anymore. Also, down here, lots of charging options. You have your climate control system, which is really cool. You have your volume for your headphones for the TV. And you also have component video inputs and audio inputs, but no HDMI. So it is showing its age just a little bit here. But giant cup holders are, of course, here. This is an all-new generation of Suburban. As such, the interior is all new. And this is the top-of-the-line High Country Deluxe. Yes, this Suburban you see right here is about $14,000 more than the Sequoia. The Sequoia sticker price is around 68 grand, the way you see it over there. This diesel Suburban is at around 82,000, but it has a technology to back it up. Here, I have a heated steering wheel. Of course, the Sequoia does not. I have heated and ventilated seats. I have a brand new transmission shifting mechanism. I have a huge screen. I have 360-degree views, so I can actually move my center console using the button on the upper console. There are hidden compartments in here, and of course it also has tricks like air suspension, of course automated 4-wheel drive mode, 4 high, 4 low. There's also wireless charging, several other ports down here. Yeah, this is fully loaded. This Sequoia is really, it reminds me a lot of the Tundra because it has the same engine, same powertrain, and actually the same rear differential as far as the ratio is concerned. That's why the Sequoia is not terribly efficient. It's rated at about 17 mpg on the highway, but it's really good for power delivery. Let me show you now. Yes, you have V8 growl, you have speed, but you know what, the driving position, I feel like I'm a little bit too tall. I cannot really move the seat any more down, and I'm kind of looking down on the world, and I feel like I'm a little bit too close to the ceiling. But other than that, the suspension is wonderful. The independent suspension on all 4 corners. I'm rolling on 20s right now, and there's a big benefit to actually having an SUV this size in this segment. It's the turning radius. Take a look. I can turn around on a dime and I can make it in one go. So yeah, it's a big SUV, comfortable for up to 7 or 8 people, but still maneuverable enough so it's manageable day to day. All right, time to drive the Suburban. First thing I notice is the diesel engine is relatively quiet and the whole cabin is really insulated. Let me accelerate. Oh yeah, you can really feel the torque, and the 10-speed automatic is just very crisp. It's shifting gears very quickly, almost unnoticeable, and delivering that torque. I don't even know if I would need a V8 gas engine in the Suburban anymore. I think this diesel engine is just a ticket, and it's not that much more expensive than a regular V8. And of course, the fuel efficiency story is really good. But it's not all roses and butterflies. This vehicle is huge. As such, its turning radius and diameter are much bigger than in the Sequoia. When compared to the Sequoia, I could not make that curb-to-curb turn in one go. I had to back up. So yes, there are a couple of negatives to having a giant vehicle like this. After driving both of these, and of course also towing trailers, I gotta say both of them are very big, comfortable, and very powerful SUVs. But if I had to choose one, I think I would go with the Suburban. It's just a little bit more comfortable with the driving position, and of course the diesel engine, I love that, how efficient it is and all the torque it offers, but I would not load it all the way up to 82,000 with a High Country Deluxe. But I would choose probably kind of a lower trim level. Anyway, there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Sequoia or Suburban?